Today we have a session with Josie, and it is 7th of May 2022. So Josie, please go ahead and ask us the first question.
Hello. I would like to free up my energy when it comes towards having continuity. I'm interested in where this started to become an issue for me, and how is the best way to proceed. What practices that I haven't already tried can I embody?
So continuity in your daily life.
In my extra work streams.
Two things are showing up. One thing is to use salt when you bathe. If you have a bathtub, you can put some salt in it. And if you don't have a bathtub, you can scrub your body with salt.
Okay.
It will align your energy fields more. The second thing I'm being shown is laughing. The vibration of laughter clears out and aligns you with your higher self. So a bit of laughter therapy, and activates your own laughing mechanism. So a bit of laughter every day, a good belly laugh daily will be very good for you. And you can use remedies. You can either watch something funny on the computer, or you can just start laughing, and then you start laughing at yourself laughing, and then that triggers a good laughter or a fun memory, something you really enjoy. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, like I haven't lived somewhere with a bathtub for a long time. It's just been showers, and it's one of my favorite places to treat myself to, like salts and stuff like that. So that's good to see that not being there, and the connection and the difference between how it was then and then, how, yeah, that really resonates with me. I've never scrubbed my body with salt before, but I will definitely try that.
Yeah. So these are great. The external cleansing of your energy field and the internal cleansing of your energy field. Yeah.
So once I put this into practice, and where would be the best place to focus my attention on one of my many different fields of other work as such?
Yeah, I'm being shown, first of all, to put your attention on the task at hand, and that will guide you and lead you to that field of work that you should go towards, the task at hand. And it could be the task at hand that pops in, could be something daily cleaning, or something really boring, something that maybe you wouldn't think about it, but as we are showing that, as for example, you're being inspired to cleaning, then you suddenly dust off a shelf and you come across a book, and then in that book you find inspiration for the next thing you should do. So very much focus on the task at hand, whether it being a daily chore or like a house chore, or it could be something administrative, something things you have to write or something. Focus on the task at hand as you're doing these cleansing rituals. Yeah, because we're being shown that you're not supposed to only focus on one field of work. You are supposed to focus on several, and it's a varies from day to day which one you should focus on.
This is why what I find distractive is that I have so many inspirations, so many ideas, so many things that I find very easy and natural and fun, and I enjoy. I don't know, and there's a place in me that feels like, well, you just choose one and follow through. So like the following through, it's like I can gather all the bits, have all the ideas, even put it out there, and then there's something that I don't want to call it a blockage, but there's a stagnancy that comes, which shuts me down. I feel I shut myself down. There's nothing outside of me to shut me down, but like.
Okay, we're being guided to right now. We're gonna heal that stagnated feeling, and also you to see these different areas of interest. They need to be put in priority because they're all interesting to you. They're all important, but they need to be put in priority. So they all reflect aspects of you, aspects of your passion. So they are all valid. And the reason that you have like multiple going on at the same time is because you have many talents, and you are supposed to have they're supposed to overlap. You can use competences from one area in another area. So it more shows your strength and your breadth rather than showing undecisiveness.
Okay.
So we're gonna heal the vibration of stagnation. So the so instead of being like this, it will be like this as a priority.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna heal stagnation in this life, and we're gonna look at past and future life to see if there's any similar vibration going on with stagnation that could have an influence. But we start with this one. All right, here it comes. I'm immediately being shown a past life that I should focus on now. And it's a past life where you lived in a village, which was very, very typical up until recently. And you were a female. And there's the vibration of an unwillingness to act on your inspiration. There's an unwillingness, but this unwillingness, it comes also from societal pressure, because back then women were not allowed to act on their inspiration, not to the same degree as now. So it was also society holding you back from making a firm decision about what you want to do. We're gonna, oh. Yeah, I think the camera jumped for a moment. It's the Wi-Fi connection. All right,
Yeah.
we're back. Great. So we're gonna heal that past life now. Did you hear everything I said?
I did not know.
Okay.
But I trust that when I get the recording, if it's been recorded,
Yeah.
I'm feeling the energy.
Absolutely. So it's about a village life in a past life, long time ago, where women were not allowed in the same degree to act on their inspiration and their passions. So there was a feeling of sort of you held yourself back because of societal pressure, societal expectations. Wanted to be a dutiful, you had children, a dutiful mother and housewife. That was more important back then. So you held yourself back for that. But we're gonna go and heal you now, heal that woman in that life now. You don't need to hold yourself back now. Yeah. Here she is. All right. I was also sending her some of that freedom energy you have in this life, sending that over to her to show her that in a future life she will be able to act on her interests, be the go-getter girl that she is.
Very tense, painful, even like at the back of my neck, at the bottom of my third eye. I think she spent a lot of time like that. I have at the beginning. I had an image of like a baby being blessed. I don't know. I didn't feel like I was the baby or the mother. Don't know how relevant that is or what that's saying to me. I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
It also comes in with the vibration of being locked into a system where there are certain expectations, and it's up to you to break free of those expectations. It has a bit of resonance to that past life, and also in this life. Finding your own being, your own truth.
So in the world of astrology, my spirituality is in the 12th house, which is like hidden, like what we keep hidden, which I feel like is kind of relating somehow to this healing. So the challenge in the game that I've chosen, like it within this energy, obviously is a great learning that can be shared. Is that relevant? Are these thoughts I'm having, are they relevant, like to my original question, I suppose?
Very much so, because your spirituality drives the path in your life, but also the work you do in your life. And your spirituality is in many ways also the foundation of your values.
Mm.
To honor your spirituality, it's also honoring your values. And your value system is your guidance in which areas of interest to prioritize.
Okay, that's beautiful. My experience of, okay, so where this is kind of leading into is that when I've been on a spiritual path and I've joined with other spiritual beings, earthly spiritual beings, somewhere along the line there's been a disruption that kind of doesn't meet my values, and it's not that I've decided not to believe this path, but I feel like it's some of this path is very contradictive and doesn't meet with my values, and I feel like a lot of my relationships within friendships and relationships within the spiritual community, some of my views have been shattered within it. Like I don't know what the question is there, but the energy is I want to change that. Like
I see we're showing like shards on a floor. We're gonna heal that now. So you center you back to your core and your core values. Because in all that contrast that we meet, it can shatter us, but it can also make us stand stronger in our values. We become more adamant about our values. That's the strength we can gain from that, and also getting insight in how different other people's value systems are. We don't necessarily agree with that, with their value systems, but it's an insight into what works for them.
Yeah.
And makes you stronger in what works for you. So it's an exercise in holding space for yourself and others and the differentness. We're gonna heal that feeling of shatter, so they can come back together in a healed, wise, clear form. There's also past life coming through. You were in church a long time ago and you were disagreeing with the church and you were verbally shut down from for that, or socially shunned for that, having your own independent thoughts. But there's a trauma there of being shattered and shunned for your personal views. I feel that. Take a long, deep alright.
It kind of brings to light like abandonment and rejection, which is something that like maybe is a slight pattern that has been occurring in this lifetime in some form or another. So I believe that like what frequency, my thoughts, why I attract is a match of me, is a mirror of me. And sometimes like I'm having trouble understanding or feeling, because understanding doesn't really, what lesson is it that I'm not picking up on? What gift, what diamond in the rough am I missing each time?
It is the first we get in on that is to be acutely aware of your value system. And it would be good for you to do some deep diving into finding communities that really adhere to use the same value system as you, because you see things clearly and you speak your mind when something is not proper. And all communities have a shadow side, and you see it and you point it out and you question it, and you don't necessarily point it out in a creating conflict type of way, but you point it out, and it ruffles people's feathers. And also in these spiritual communities, people's consciousness is often not as high or as developed as it maybe look from the outside, or as one would have hoped. So one of the values you have is to point out shadows. And so you must find a community where it is cherished to point out shadows. Because the communities, they always strive for love and light. But that's only half of reality, right?
Yeah.
So to fully hold space for consciousness, that community, they must also own their shadow sides, as well as they own the light sides. And if they already did that, it wouldn't be necessary for you to point it out.
Yeah. It takes me quite a lot to get to the point to point something out. I'd rather just allow someone to be who they are being in whatever ever sense. And I notice that I somehow seem to bring people's shadow to the surface in some ways that and because I can be quite in tune with hearing other people's thoughts and feelings, etc., anything that's kind of like about myself, I find it very, very hard to communicate what's going on, because maybe I'm not even sure that like I can trust what I've got going on in my head, and maybe I don't like conflict. Like,
so it's these unwanted or unintended conflicts that occurs. There's also what we're being shown is that your ET nature has a very high vibration, and it's like walking around with a light. You're like a walking light tower, and your light shines on everybody, and it's like a torchlight into a dark corner, and whatever's in this dark corner, not necessarily evil, but just shadows and unprocessed stuff. It gets it's like when the light shines on it, it becomes obvious. So there's also part of your nature, like you can't really help it. It happens just with your presence. And that's why it's very important for you to be in communities where people have already done a lot of work, where people don't have too many shadows left. Because your natural presence highlights unintentionally. You don't even have to say anything to anyone. It's your vibration, so activates it in people, and that's also why you have a different vibration. You have a more of an alien and ET vibration about you, and people who are not so conscious and not so evolved, and unfortunately the planet is full of these people, and a lot of them are also in the spiritual communities, because the spiritual communities attract people who want to evolve and who want to heal, and people who already evolved and healed, they don't seek out these communities as much as people who are in need of healing. So these communities are full of people who are full of shadows. And here you come in with your different vibration. And your vibration is also a hint of what is to come in the future. There are more people who will have this alien vibration in them. But as of now, it is still quite rare. And because it's rare, people don't know how to react to your energy, and they don't know what to do with themselves when their shadows are being activated, triggered. You're very precious and you're very unique. It is important that you are in communities that cherish uniqueness, and someone who has very different. It's a high vibration. That's why it activates the shadows. But this alien energy.
Okay.
Yeah, you're different from the average human, but I don't know what to do with you.
So my human part,
Yeah.
it's like very aware that it's a projection, and my extraterrestrial knowledge enables me to look at it as a reflection. I'm totally aware that it's a projection, because that's what we do as humans as such, is like, yeah, in general. And my extraterrestrial is like, right, well, you know, what can you gain from looking at this as an aspect of you, you know? I don't feel like that's particularly going anywhere. But what did come up when you're talking about communities, and like this is something that's really quite important to me. Like, I really want to be part of a community that is enabling people to just slot into their own roles that, you know, are completely natural and aligned with themselves. So where I'm living now is like a part of a guardianship, and I think that, like, when I've lived here for a year, and my guides told me at the beginning it would be a year and a half I would be able to be here. And recently it's just gone on the market where I'm living, and it's like, oh, you know, what's next? What's next? Yeah. And what I think about, I bring about. I'm totally aware of not thinking about what I don't want, and what I've got is so amazing. It's really difficult to think of anything that's going to be better. Like, so my question is yeah, what's coming next? How do you even put that? Am I aligning to my next best possible outcome of living situation?
Yeah. All right. Interesting. We are being shown, again, it comes down to your values and your priority of your interest, and that will guide you to the most aligned place to live. So to put yourself on the right path, take a good look at your 12th house and good look at your spirituality. And please write down both your values and, let's say, anti-values, because they're quite important as well. What we certainly don't want anything to do with, and what we really want something to do with. I'm being shown. So this I'm showing. It's a small town, but it has quite a vibrant sort of new age community type of thing. There are like lots of new age shops, and like yoga studios and vegan cafes, and so this type of community. But it's it's a village. I see brick houses. There's some red brick houses.
That's so funny. I have another friend who's like, yeah, I see a red brick house. Or a red brick building is what she actually said, but yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I say red brick house, it's more like a village villa. yeah, like a house, not like an apartment building. It's a house with a couple of bedrooms. That type of house. It's like on and the road. There are cars on the road, but it's quite a small road. Small, as in it's like a village road, but it's not too heavily trafficated. And in front of the house, it looks like white. What do they call those flowers? Not white roses, but they have them so in front of your house. Oh, I can't remember what they call.
I get in the word fuchsia.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, and there's a couple of purple ones there, but I'm specifically being shown the white ones. It's a very cute house, very beautiful. You're gonna live there and gonna share your living space with someone, it looks like. Asking to get a name of the village, but I mean, it's not coming in so clearly, but it's a village. It's sort of okay. I'm being shown on a on a map. When you look like a Google map, you can see there's like a main road, and then it goes through smaller villages, and your village is one of them.
Okay.
A hippie village.
Is it local to where I am already? Is it a whole new job scene? Like,
there's something about the number 70. I see a road sign that says 70. Is it a distance sign or is it a speed sign? They're telling me a bit of both. So a sign with the number 70 on. Keep an eye.
just gonna pop that one down. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So my question is like, where in my life am I deceiving myself? Like,
You're very good at accepting things as they are, and that actually holds you back. That's a good way of self-deception. It's a natural human way to sort of cope with things as they are, but it can also become something like a self-deceiving things. Accepting things as they are also holds you back. As in, for example, having a job. You work in a factory.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I think when you text, I think you actually said that. I think you mentioned because I'm seeing you in a factory, and there's a part of you that is saying, "This is all right. I mean, it's a job. It's okay." It's a way of deceiving oneself to cope with what it is, because it's not actually a passion, but you're deceiving yourself, telling yourself that it's okay because it's a place to go.
Yeah, I've worked in the food industry for I don't know how many years, different parts of it along the trail, the line of where it comes from to how it gets on the plate. And one of my values is about the energy that goes into the food, to help hold space for the people that are handling the food, stuff like that. And recently, I was like, okay, I would like a change. I would definitely like a change. And I'm quite aware that I can't be focusing on what I don't like about my job and feeling like I don't want it anymore. That I need to be feeling happy and blessed to have it, which is just accepting it, as you say. But at the same time, doing these little steps to kind of like move into something else. I still want to hold that value, and maybe a service that I offer will give a discount to those people that are in that industry along the food chain. So I hear that. And what else came up for me when you said that is like, so recently I bought a car, got completely ripped off, and did one initial part of communication to try and get it out, but then just decided to choose that actually I'm abundant and there is no lack, and I can just accept it for what it is, and I didn't follow it through. So I feel like I'm sending out mixed messages to my universe, like where's my boundaries? I'm allowing this to be. And then another one, which, yeah, I feel like I create some kind of distorted reality, which
yeah, so like it works, but it's sort of incoherent and it's not 100% according to your value. A quick energy comes in. Let us heal the experience of the situation with the car when you got ripped off. Let's just heal that, so there is no more momentum on that energy. Just gonna heal that. All right, we're also gonna put some energy in you trusting your gut instinct. And it's okay to discard people if you feel that they're not trustworthy and they might withdraw. It's okay to discard them even though they haven't done anything, not yet. If your gut instinct said something bad will happen, it's okay. Because there's also a part of you that needs to accept that even though someone has not done something bad, just the fact that you're in your gut feeling and feel that, because the part of you feels that you're accusing them for something they haven't done, but you have to be okay with that feeling. It's okay to have that red flag, like feeling that red flag and acting on it. Yeah, please take that to heart.
Yeah, what I took from there, it was like, it's okay to just I get the word cut out, but that is not really what it is, but disassociate myself from, like, I feel that just, I don't know what that was, but that went in, and that was good. It felt validating, actually. Thank you. So I seem to be attracting people on a romantic love sort of relationship, situationships. People that are very in, out, hot, cold. What I experience is holding back my sexual energy, suppressing myself, and finding myself in a very confused place, which is kind of a reflection of what I'm experiencing through. As a teenager, I remember like having crushes on best friends and people that I couldn't communicate or express how I was feeling. So there was a lot of suppression with that as a teenager. Just wondering if there's anything there, but very well, that is kind of is a leftover, or in past lives, that is isn't useful.
All right, let's see. It's like these, it's like forbidden feelings. I see Josie as a teenager, and there's this inner turmoil where like feelings are forbidden, or it's forbidden to express them, it's forbidden to have certain feelings, romantic feelings. All right, here comes the healing vibration of it's no longer. The teenage Josie, that part of teenage Josie will now grow up into your current age and align with your current. I have a past life where sexuality was forbidden as well. You had the same sexuality in that life you have in this life. in this past life, he now realized he's now feeling that it's okay to have the sexuality that she has, and this okay, being okay, is now spilling over into this life for a young Josie. Okay, be who you are. There will be a future life as well with this topic. Let us see. You will be more of an activist. And in this future life, you're gonna wake up a lot of people who needs to wake up to the fact that being gay, LGBTQ, it is alright, it's normal, it's not abnormal. You're gonna have a positive influence. Be a strong voice, a strong activist. We're putting in healing energy that will be well received. This feeling of well received, put this in, let that trigger into this life as well. Mm.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Okay, this question's more for the whole as such. So knowing that we are everything, there is no separation, and what we're encountering with the reptilians, how they feel it's necessary to hold us in a frequency of vibration for them to feed.
Mm.
Is there a way, a solution where we can feed them without them feeling like they have to deceive us into that energetics so we can live in harmony? Like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
what does that look like? Where Where do you start with that?
Hmm. To teach them how to heal themselves so they don't feel a lack. Feed them with healing their sense of not being able to feed themselves, their sense of their sense of resistance to feeding themselves. They have self-resistance.
They have self-resistance to connecting to source energy to feed themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. They need to realize that they are the masters of their own life and that they have abundance and they have access to abundance via themselves.
If we as a race were able to show them that we are completely abundant in infinite energy and the ability to kind of to feed, is that in itself not a statement, a reflection to them? If we were not to try to believe that we should change them, that somehow that they are wrong for doing what they do, but have an understanding that they don't need to, that we as a race we could give it to them freely and abundantly, and we could live in happily peace and harmony together. Is that enough of a connection to source? What's the right word? A statement, like when you do something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We could, us on the planet who knows how to live in abundance, we could feed them, but they are hungry like a black hole, or like not a hungry ghost, but more like a black hole. They we could feed them endlessly. They're still hungry.
They don't fill up.
They don't fill up. They what they have not realized yet, what people in abundance have realized, is that we are the creator of our own reality. And the reptilians, they have not realized that they hold all the power to create all abundance for themselves in their own life. So it's that realization. What we need to feed them is the ability to realize, we need to feed them with the reality that they create, that they can create all the nourishment they need, that they are the masters of their own universe, to use a He-Man reference. So this is the realization. It's also coming from living in a state of feeling disempowered, to realize that they are fully empowered, fully self-empowered, to get what they need. And because they have a lot of energy, they need to use this energy to build up their own resources and their own nourishment. and focus on that instead of focusing on getting it from other people, because that is what is causing them all the trouble. But they're like starving children, like they're desperate, and it's so good that you have compassion for them, and we must hold compassion for them instead of condemning them. It's quite easy to condemn them because their behavior is very socially destructive and causes a lot of pain, both for the people they take from, but also for themselves. So they need to realize that they must take care of themselves. They must go from being children to become adults. And adulthood means responsible for their own life. A child is not responsible for its own life. The caretaker is, or the parent is. And they're behaving like they're operating from the level of a child who's not yet of legal age, who's not responsible for themselves. So they have that mindset of a child, and they must realize that they're fully functioning adults and they're fully responsible for themselves. And to see that self-responsibility as liberation and freedom and empowerment, and not as just as being sort of left to themselves. Like, because they experience it as suddenly turning 18 years old and now nobody cares about them. But they need to realize that they hold all the power for their life and can create massive abundance of love, food, of material things, pleasure, experiences, whatever their hearts desire. They have just as much right to experience it as everybody else, but they need to go about it as a legal adult, the mindset of a legal adult. Then it's attainable.
Yeah, I like that analogy. I like that. Yeah.
So this is what we must feed them the realization that being an adult, being responsible for yourself, is actually empowering. And that's how you create abundance. Because a lot of people are very scared of being responsible for themselves. Like they can't take care of a plant, let alone take care of themselves. So they must learn to take care of themselves, and they will find great joy and great freedom, a lot of abundance.
When it comes to the way the world is governed, currently, I'm noticing people like Elon Musk and other people making big changes. I have concerns like with the whole AI thing, blah, blah, blah. So I was half channeling myself at the same time, which isn't very helpful. So if Elon Musk, who I actually personally see as a very good man, if there's going to be good or bad, he's very neutrally aligned. But I also see this like AI development, which he's aware of the dangers. And I'm just using him as an example to the story. Like the data that will feed the intelligence of this AI is all coming from us as a society, how we think, how we behave, like what our reactions are, all of these, all of this information. So my question is, on the future timeline of AI, which I don't particularly think is necessarily going to be a bad thing, how's it going to balance out? Like, because I believe that like it can create a huge amount of abundance time for ourselves if products like this are in this world.
The AI timeline, yeah. There will be some, let's say, beginners problems, and it's up to the individual two things coming in. So one thing, and this both is a channel message for you and for all the viewers, is that because in the beginning, when I say beginning, maybe the first 10, 20 years of the age of AI, really implemented AI, there will be some like beginner's errors, and in order for everybody to protect themselves against it, it could be a good thing to be as much off-grid as possible. We need to, I mean, we need to be connected in some way, you know, to have like somewhat easy daily life, like access to net bank and whatever, but try to sort of stay out of it in the first couple of decades, and let the beginner problems sort of leave that sort of to the experts. AI will long term, it will take over our society, but it's in a positive way. It will be that we do as AI say, and that's a good thing, because AI is less prone to human mistakes. AI is not you know, tired in the morning and makes a typo. So yeah, so it will be that AI will basically govern our life, and it will be in the developed world as in the beginning, and then it will slowly be spread out into less developed countries, as with any technology. AI will kind of rule our society because AI is less prone to human errors, human mistakes. So, but it also means that we are entering a new era of Earth where there are sort of less clumsy mistakes, and that's a good thing. So things will be more smooth.
So it'll be implemented more in third world countries. Is that?
Yeah, over time it will first be implemented in the developed countries, and then the less developed countries, as with most technology. And when we say that don't get too involved in the first couple of decades, I mean, we still need to keep an eye on it, like follow the developments, but maybe not be the first one to jump in, or at least if we're the first ones to jump in, really study it thoroughly. Because it's gonna be a whole new era on Earth, and it's gonna evolve to a degree where it seems sci-fi. We had a lot to share. That was amazing. Thank you for all your awesome questions. Is there any last comment you would like to add before we end this recording?
I'm just so grateful for you showing up in the world how you do, and having the clearness and the connectivity to bring through all of these beautiful realizations and perspectives that will most definitely enhance the way we live our lives and the way we're being. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. I can't wait to see how my healings will change what happens in my future.
Absolutely, it's always a pleasure. Absolutely, and thank you so much for joining Spirit of One. Josie, please have a lovely day.
And you.
All right, bye.
Bye.